Most anti-Asian attacks committed by whites. New study. Is this another one of those new studies that happens to be entirely fictional, is it? I think so. Now I'm making this video because I guess it's been a slow news week out here in Central California, because for the last week all I've heard on the radio and the television endlessly is anti-Asian hate, anti-Asian hate, every hour of every day. So it prompted me to do a little digging, and lo and behold, what did I find? Despite social media generated impressions that anti-Asian violence is committed mostly by blacks, the majority of attackers are white, according to new analysis. Yeah, don't believe your lying eyes. Listen to the ridiculous woke professor at a ridiculous woke university. They'll tell you the truth. Janelle Wong, a professor of American Studies. Studies. If it's got studies in it, it's nonsense. Everybody knows that. But pray continue, Dr. Wong. Released analysis last week based on official crime statistics and other studies. Yeah, remember that. The other studies part is going to be very pertinent to this disturbingly factual video, showing 3/4 of offenders of anti-Asian hate crimes and incidents. So no laws got broke in these incidents, did they? Previous to and during the pandemic have been white. So without even doing any digging, I can tell you one thing that's obvious from the very beginning. If people of one certain race only make up something like 15% of the population, but they do 25% of the crime, they're overrepresented, aren't they? I mean, it's not rocket science, is it? It's very basic mathematics. A 10-year-old could figure that one out. And secondly, here's what I found when I looked into these incidents. What they are referring to here is the many viral videos that appear to show typically women, Asian women, being beaten up, assaulted and robbed by blokes that had a very typical complexion, right? It was noticed that they looked a little bit swarthier than the Bootneck in incidents like this.
Now 6 men are being charged with hate crimes after San Jose police arrested them in connection with at least 170 incidents in the past year. ABC 7 News reporter Dustin Dorsey explains how the community came together to help catch the suspects.
Violence, robberies, purse snatchings, and attacks on the Asian American community like this video shows in San Jose, the highest it's been in the past 2 years across the Bay Area. Leaders don't want residents in San Jose, especially in Little Saigon, to be fearful this holiday season and beyond.
While we live in different places and our families came from different countries, we take your safety seriously, and we take it personally.
Backing up their words, San Jose police made 6 arrests in September after an extensive investigation. These men have been linked to at least 170 incidents of robbery.
Dajiri and Malik and Hassani, they're definitely not from South Shields, are they? Now, on to refuting these nonsense statistics, I found this piece by Diane Yap. And just so you know, Diane Yap, there she is, yeah, gaze upon the face of hate. Diane Yap, she looks like Hando and Davy, doesn't she? Romper Stomper Yap. She points out that activists' insistence that whites commit most anti-Asian hate crimes is a transparent attempt to obscure. Come on then, Diane, you bigoted bint. Tell me the facts. Tell me the facts, please. Viral videos of senseless violence have captured public attention since crime began rising in 2020. 3 teens and an 11-year-old, all black, beaten, kicked in the head a 70-year-old woman in San Francisco. And it's just one of many incidents. Academics say these cases leave a false impression. Yeah, don't believe your lying eyes. That's the false thing. Don't believe your lying eyes. Don't believe your lying ears. Listen to the gobbledygook that some woke activists are going to spew at you. That's what they mean. While the Department of Justice estimates that Asians are the victims of over 180,000 violent crimes every year, an average year sees fewer than 24 violent anti-Asian hate crimes. The data clearly shows that whites, despite being the largest racial group in the country, are not responsible for the largest share of violent crimes against Asians. Yeah, funny old thing, the Mark I eyeball tends to capture the world quite accurately. Who would have thought it? Dr. Wong's Beyond the Headlines article does not focus on violent crime, but covers hate incidents against Asian Americans, the majority of which consists of verbal harassment and shunning, not crimes. Yeah, you read that right. Let's just blow it up a little bit so I can drive the point home. Wong's review does not focus on violent crime. It covers hate incidents against Asian Americans, the majority of which consists of verbal harassment and shunning, not crimes. Yeah, no shit, not crimes. Shunning. Can you imagine that? Officer, arrest that man. Why, what's he done like? He shunned me. The bastard. It's transparently obvious what's going on here. Shunning. How can you even accurately gauge the level of shunning? The number of shuns in a year. It's farcical. It's laughable. I'm going to put both of these stories in the description so you can read them for yourself. But the fact of the matter is this. Allow me to sum up without forcing you to read the entire thing. A disproportionate number of actual crimes being committed against the Asian community in the United States of America are done by another minority group, who we all know I can't really talk about too much, because then Suzar will grab me by the plums and give them a little twist, because that's what YouTube does. They promote lies. They don't like facts if they go against the woke narrative. So we'll just leave it at that. But rest assured, one ethnic group appears to be violently attacking Asians, and it ain't the pasty, blue-eyed, melanin-challenged people that look a bit like me. No, it's a certain other group. And I mean, I'm not even having a pop. I don't want to make this about race. I think the predominant reason for this type of thing is purely down to economics, right? Carlton Banks isn't out mugging people, is he? If mummy is a lawyer and daddy is a doctor, doesn't matter what your colour is, you're probably not out beating people up or acting like a superstitious, criminally minded idiot. So I don't want to make it about race. But what I do want to do is stop the endless hostility towards Europeans and the endless lying and massaging of statistics to basically attack people that happen to be unlucky enough to look a bit like me. And I always thought I was a handsome bastard, but it turns out it does you no favours looking like me anymore, because the woke crowd have got us in the crosshairs. And I just find it staggering that with everybody talking about hate crimes all the time, it seems to be not just acceptable, but encouraged to encourage hatred towards people that look like me based off fictional statistics massaged by ridiculous woke ideologues at ridiculous woke universities. So there's some facts. Fold them up and poke them. Do you feel privileged? Because I know I don't.